My best friend genuinely thought I was lying when I told him about this anime, and he smiled politely and nodded along as I told him, but it wasn't until we watched episode 1 on the morning of my wedding. Yeah, well, this anime is called Dandadan, and I've recently finished watching it. I'm finally caught up, and if you've seen it, you'll understand it's a bit out there, and it's got some themes in it which are questionable. so, so it was recommended to me by another friend who said, "You and your wife are into all the things that this anime brings. So we're into paranormal, we're into aliens, we're into the kind of really trashy ghost hunting shows. We'll watch all of that stuff, Bigfoot, kind of exploration, all those kind of wild things. We love scary stories, and I just think this would be a great anime for you." Now, she isn't into that like anime as much as I am. This is something, I've always sort of dabbled here and there. It's always been something that I've been interested in, whereas it's not that she doesn't like animation. She's a huge K-pop Demon Hunters fan. She enjoyed Pokemon Concierge, that kind of style. And there's a few like other movies, like Disney things, Beauty and the Beast, that kind of thing. So it's not that she's against animation, it's just that some of the themes and stuff that is involved in anime she doesn't always enjoy. There's a lot of shouting and a lot of that kind of thing. She's much more of a calm person, but for me, knowing that this had some paranormal, some aliens, some kind of like spooky things like that, I was invested. I wanted to get cracking on this one straight away. But episode 1 kind of threw me a little bit. So I understand why people do drop off after this one. The stuff that happens with Momo is awful, and obviously the aliens in this are the bad guys, so you expect them to do bad things, but it's very uncomfortable to watch. I think it's done that way on purpose, but it's worth noting that, some of the themes are a bit adult and probably triggering for some people, so I wouldn't recommend this to kids. It's not one of those family-friendly animes. This is definitely one for older people. So yeah, episode 1 is absolutely wild. So let me take you back. This is a couple of weeks before my wedding, and I had just finished watching episode 1, and I think I'd watched 2 or 3 by this point. And I'm sat there and we're waiting to come back. We're in London waiting to catch the train. Our train's been delayed, and me and my best friend are sat on the platform. We're like, okay, what have you been up to? What have you been watching this week, kind of thing? Well, I then explain this to him, and I sort of tell him, because I know that he's probably not going to watch it, but I want to sort of tell him, I've been watching this thing. It's crazy. These like aliens come down, they abduct someone, he's off, he gets his testicles stolen by some ancient ghost. The whole thing is wild. And he's just sat there politely nodding away like, "Oh, sure, man, sure. Yeah, sounds cool. I've been watching The Traitors or something." And it wasn't until later on where I was kind of like, we're sat there. It's the morning of my wedding. He stayed over. We were going to get ready together at my house, and then we were going to drive to the wedding venue and meet people there. So we're having breakfast and all that good stuff. And we're like, well, we've got a bit of time. Let's just stick Netflix on, or whatever. See what's on. And I'm like, this is the show that I was telling you about. And he's like, oh yeah, that's weird. And I was like, let's just stick episode 1 on while we're eating breakfast, whatever. We get to the end, and he's been silent the entire time, absolutely captivated by this. And he gets in, he's like, I thought you were making this up. I did not believe you. I thought this was just one of those things. Not that I think you're a liar or anything, but it was not believable. How on earth, like, what have I just seen? And I was like, are you hooked? Do you want to watch more? And he's like, I think no. I think that's good for me. I think that's enough. It's extremely out there. It's definitely not for an anime beginner, as we've discovered. And yeah, but the animation style and the vibe, once you really get into it and you get a few episodes in especially, it hits that ground running. It really is really good episodes, one after another. There's nothing in there that I found where I was like, okay, sometimes you stick something on, you kind of drift off a little bit, you're not paying 100% attention because it doesn't keep you for that entire time. But this is like every beat, it hits something. And yeah, it's just a fantastic story. And the colors, the styles of it all come together really well. It's modern and it, yes, there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of action, but it's not too overwhelming. You can follow it quite easily. It's not like the most overcomplicated story despite all of the things going on around it. Yes, there's, multiple characters all doing different things, but generally speaking, it's one of the better ones, I think, for someone to be able to follow and not have to have gone and read up on some lore or some character or understood some weird reference here, there, and everywhere. You can just sit and watch this and enjoy it. So we've got multiple characters. I think my favorite is probably Okarun, the main guy. He starts off, he's super awkward and super weird, but he really comes out of his shell. And once he's done sort of some training and he's starting to get into how he's going to work with the curse that's upon him, he becomes like much more comfortable. He becomes a lot more outgoing. He's like got his friendship group and he really grows as a person. It's really cool. He's really well done. Let's talk about Momo Ayase for a second. She really is that balance that makes it all feel connected. It's one of those things. She is very resilient, very strong. She loses her temper quickly, but she does also have a softer side and show remorse when she goes over the top, and that's such a nice thing to see. It would be so easy for her to just stick to that high school persona that she has of the kind of mean girl almost, but she really opens up as we go along, and her powers of like detecting the aura and the psychokinesis and everything, she really starts to hone them in, all thanks to her amazing grandma, who's an absolute badass. But the way that she uses her powers to not only attack but to really outthink the enemies that they come across, it's really clever. And she does it as well to protect those that she cares about. So she'll often put her body on the line as almost reckless at times. She'll really go for it, and no matter the consequences, she doesn't seem to care if it's reckless to her as long as her friends are okay. So she's a good emotional balance for the whole thing. She's also pretty relatable. That's why she loses her temper quite a lot, because everyone around her is doing all this crazy stuff, and she brings it back from just being super weird, like over the top and crazy, to really slapping you in the face with reality. The things that she goes through, she has that inner strength. She really does. She starts to shine once she's figured out her powers, and they sort of combine and make a really good team. I really, really enjoy the dynamic of them together. I think they're really good. And yeah, all of them, like I said, so Turbo Granny, amazing. Inside the Cat, the grandma is great. Even, is it Gigi? Really cool characters, like the evil eye thing, like the whole lot. There isn't really anything that you'd say, there's no, how do I put it? There's no bits where you'd be like, oh, okay, this is boring, I don't care about this person's backstory. You're interested in every single one of the characters and what they bring, and they all bring something so different. But yeah, like I said, it really hits the ground running, especially in season 2. I found that to be really bingeable. It kind of has a bit of a bigger story, the kind of overarching thing going on with the Mongolian worm thing. I don't remember what it's called, with the like family and the house up in the mountains and things. It's all really good. It's a really solid story, and yeah, I'm definitely going to watch it again. My favourite episode, I don't think is too controversial to say, is the one where you understand the background for the acrobatic Silky, and that whole battle that they have. But yeah, just the whole tragic backstory. It's really sad, but really well done, emotional. and I think it's the highest rated episode. Most people say that that's like the best one, and don't get me wrong, there are lots of other good ones in there, but this one really does bring all of those elements, the kind of the action, the emotion, the animation style, the colors, everything just blends. It's really, really well made. The backstory just reminds you that these aren't just random spirits or aliens or things. These are like real people, real stories behind each character. And it does pivot it from being that kind of us versus them almost. These are just bad people. It makes you realize that actually this could maybe happen to anybody. It's the emotional trauma almost that creates this, and yeah, it's just so sad. And it also is another reason that you take this absolutely wacky, bright lights, crazy anime idea and you bring it back down to earth. And there's a lot of moments like that throughout the show, but this episode in particular really, really stands out for that emotion, and it's just really, really well done. I know we've kind of whizzed through quite a lot and not gone into much detail, but I wanted to get this video out there just to say, this is something that really surprised me. I didn't expect it to be something that I loved so dearly and want to watch again immediately. Can't wait for them to bring out more. I really hope they do. But yeah, it's just one of those things. It's so weird at the beginning with the like alien abductions and the ghost stories and stuff, and you really don't know where it's going to go. But the group as a whole comes together once they've done their training and they've sort of gotten used to their abilities. They really come together as almost a family, and they're also relatable. Even though they've got these powers and there's all sorts of weird and wacky things happening in their world, they are also quite relatable bunch, and I think that's just what makes it so good. I'd love to know if there are anything similar that people would recommend that I watch, that are as good as this, because it honestly blew me away, and I thought it was so cool. Everything, like down to like the fighting styles and everything, the little side characters of like, what's it? Is he the crab? The mantis shrimp, and he has this like son, and there's this like adventure where he flies up. It's funny. He flies up in this spaceship. He goes like one field over, and then that's it. They're home. It's got those funny moments, but it's also really pretty, really good visually to look at. It's got action. It's got comedy. It's got emotion. I'm saying the same words. You get what I'm saying though. It's just all around really, really good. But who is it for? Definitely, like I said, not for younger people, not for people who it's not for people who won't be able to look past some of these really strange and weird things. You have to kind of be open to a bit of paranormal and a bit of weirdness, alien abductions, and that sort of thing. You have to kind of be a little bit open to that kind of thing, I guess. But generally speaking, it's for other weirdos. I'm a weirdo and I welcome everybody. And I really enjoyed it, as you could probably tell. So I think I'm going to leave it there. I'd love to have a conversation about this down in the comments below. We might revisit this. I'm thinking about doing some like live streams where we actually sit and we talk about these topics for a lot longer. Or I might even start to extend these videos and have really long, kind of hour-long discussions about specific episodes rather than just the overall vibes and if I enjoyed it or not. And this one I definitely enjoyed, and the vibes are great. So that was Dandadan. Not sure why it's called that other than the really catchy theme song. If I've missed something obvious, please let me know. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm going to try and be a bit more consistent with these videos now. Next up, we will be going over the One Piece live action. So we've got that to come, and I want to talk a bit about Superstore as well, because we've been rewatching that recently, and we're almost at the end of our rewatch of that. And I have many, many things to say because I used to work in retail, so that's a show that I have a lot of things to say about that one. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time. Don't forget to subscribe so you can catch all of the latest videos. And yeah, I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye.